Hey, so Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out in a few days, and since the only game in this series I beat was the 4th, I'm going to go back and try to beat San Andreas, which contains the 90s version of GTA 5's Los Santos. And luckily this time, I don't have to look over my back the entire time.
See, when I was in middle school, my bro would show me all his R-rated flicks like Pulp Fiction and Friday before my parents got home from work. So when San Andreas dropped in 2004, my time after school was spent playing Grand Theft Auto with my bro. And it was good times until our disc got scratched and it no longer saved. We tried to sell it back to GameStop, but since our copy was pre-hot coffee mod, it was worth literally a penny. Like they offered us a penny for the game. I was stuck on that crappy RC mission in San Fiero, but I always hated the fact that I never got into San Andreas' desert.
So before the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm gonna blast through San Andreas and be the only person ever to finish it.
I beat San Andreas.
What, really?
Nah, and you know this, man!
Welcome home, Carl. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Back to spraying signs for respect, donning my old green hoodie, pumping iron at the gym down the street, and working with guys like this Eazy-E ripoff and OG Loke.
I'm gangsta!
CJ's story starts shortly after the death of his mother, prompting his return to Los Santos where, right after getting implicated in the killing of a cop by Samuel L. Jackson's Frank Tenpenny, he's an asshole, he reconnects with his estranged brother Sweet, his sister Kendall, and old gang members like Big Smoke and Ryder. They call you bitch and you're like, oh, that's endearing, and you start working to bring your gang back to prominence or something. It doesn't really make much sense, but whatever.
Hey, bitch boy, give me some water.
Fine.
Contrary to the thinking of paranoid white news reporters, GTA isn't all about killing prostitutes. It actually teaches economics better than college professors ever could. Trust me, I know. To open up the game world, you need to advance the story. To advance the story, you gotta complete missions. To complete missions, you need guns. To get guns and to pay for the inevitable hospital visit, you need money. And to get money, well, you need to be creative. And a lot of fun comes from the intuitive solutions you come up with. My solution is to kill prostitutes because it just makes a lot of sense. Don't act like it doesn't, because it does. Just grow up. You know damn well they'd be carrying that much money. It's just what it is. It's the world, son. You know, it's tough to pinpoint why exactly that's fun, or the majority of GTA, since it's pretty amorphous. It's got a lot going on, but never really excels in one particular area. I mean, really, it's a challenge to put the series in any type of genre or category. The shooting is fairly awkward, the driving is slippery, and even though the RPG elements incorporated into San Andreas are interesting, they're often just annoying since basic maneuvers are frustratingly imprecise at no fault of your own. Like, this place is way more familiar to me than my own street. It's so unfair. Here we go, and son of a bitch. But anytime a sense of disappointment begins to arise, I get tossed into some absolutely bonkers situation. Like this one time you steal a limo, and you go to the Chinese theater and pick up a rap artist, and he's like, oh, I can't swim. And you go to the pier, and you like speed it off there before jumping out, and it's so rad. And then there's this other time where you get the genius idea to steal guns from the National Guard, and after loading up the truck, you like speed out but they keep chasing you, and then like get a like just giant pile up and you just start blowing up, and I had Dr. Dre on the station, and it was so rad. And then there's this other time where you go to this Russian building with smoke and you're like you kill everyone there, right? But then it's like, oh, we gotta get out of here, it's the Russian mob, and you go on this dirt bike and you go into the sewage system, you're like, wait a minute, this feels familiar, and this big rig comes out of nowhere off the bridge. You're like, oh my god, it's Terminator 2. But at the same time, like, Core Personality's playing, and you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. And you're just blowing everybody up. It's awesome. It's so cool. Anyway, around this time, wave-based turf wars begin. I used to spend loads of time claiming street corners from ballers, but knowing what's coming up in the story, I'm not going to spend much effort in taking back the neighborhood. In fact, I remember coming home after school one day, and my brother was freaking out about the twist of Smoke and Ryder screwing you over. This leads to the biggest departure in GTA history since they moved the POV of the camera in GTA 3. You actually get to leave the city and enter the country. So Tenpenny drops you off in the middle of nowhere and is like, CJ, continue to advance the plot by doing menial tasks for other people. First mission in this new setting sends you up a mountain to assassinate an informant in an isolated cabin. It's a really cool setup, and it's tough not to be intrigued here as it's whole new territory. You can rob banks in the sticks, drive 18-wheelers, get into races with that mute from GTA 3. I mean, just traveling down these country-ass roads, it's really just quite enthralling and kind of gripping. Yeah, big complaint about San Andreas' ultra-ambitious map. Crashing your vehicle out in the middle of nowhere, like, strands you out in the middle of nowhere. Surprisingly.
Not only that, but getting from mission to mission takes some time, and I crash a lot. I'm like Final Cut Pro 10. Ooh, that sharp sense of humor, Matt. What time is it?
I'm closing into where I last was in San Andreas with another amazing moment. Driving into the city with a hippie called The Truth in a decrepit van deemed the mothership while Freebird plays on the radio. This, of course, occurring after burning a field of marijuana while police choppers attempted to stop me. Brad. San Fiero is as far as I got on my original playthrough, but before progressing further, I've got some unfinished business to take care of. You son of a bitch. So this mission, Supply Lines, is arguably the worst in GTA's history, so that's pretty exciting. You control this little RC plane and you have to kill some couriers around town before your fuel runs out. The plane is harder to control than the spread of AIDS in Africa, and aiming your shots is like taking a piss in the dark. It's ridiculous and really offensive. I hate it. The PS2 version is so broke they had to fix it for the port, so it shouldn't be as bad.
Or die, Carl. It's the only...
Now, I'm just going to pretend that mission wasn't optional and move on to the rest of San Fiero, which I don't really remember much of. I remember this construction site and this club under the bridge which houses a pimp voiced by Tom Murphy! But that's about it. You kill him, and then you start some business ventures with Kendall, which includes buying up real estate, but it's not as cool as that sounds. And you do some jobs for a blind triad leader named Woozy, but I'm not really sure why. Frankly, this city's pretty underwhelming, and I'm more interested in heading out into the desert. I even bought some new clothes for my venture, which are coincidentally tailored for white suburban kids.
For some reason, I just never looked at screens for Las Venturas' desert and kind of just read how awesome and weird it was. Kind of feels like that moment in Red Dead Redemption where you head into Mexico and some distant acoustic guitar plays, and it kind of puts the violence and turmoil into perspective.
Just raise those fingers in the air. I swear it's getting mighty funky out there. There's a party over here, there's a party over there. Better get right on, girl.
It kind of works.
Playboys, that's cool, clean, and mean.
So you were summoned to the abode of G-Man Mike Torino, voiced by the awesome James Woods from that one episode of The Simpsons.
No good mother... Jeez.
He was part of the conspiracy with Smoke and Ryder, and you thought you killed him, but you didn't, and now you're here. Oh, and he wants you to learn how to fly a plane?
You're gonna have to learn how to fly.
No, I ain't.
What is this, goddamn Gran Turismo? I gotta get a license?
So long, I let you go for so long.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's the flying coming along?
I let you go for so long.
But once you finally level up, flying the plane becomes one of San Andreas' strongest elements. Except the helicopter, that just always sucks. And after screwing around in the desert for a little while, it's time to head into Las Venturas. God, time sure flies by when you're in a hallucinatory daze triggered by insomnia.
Which reminds me, how much time do I have left? Oh god. Feels like I'm found like a child brochure because I want to do all this stuff in Las Venturas that was described in my old EGM. Like doing a heist. And that's it really. But I'm feeling really, really burnt out from not sleeping. And I kind of just want to pass out for like 30 minutes. Just like 30 minutes.
If the ball lands on red, there will be hell to pay. I'm just saying, like, if it doesn't land on there, you're gonna die. I have a shotgun in my back pocket. You don't see it. I want to kill you. I don't care.
I'm a millionaire? I'm a millionaire!
Yes, hi. I will have one of everything. Yes, this, and this, and this, and this. Yeah, same order. Just one of everything. Yeah, put it in my back pocket. God, this GIMP outfit is a little tight in the back. Yeah. You need that in 30 minutes? I'll get it to you in 10, bitch. They say I talk with so much emphasis. Ooh, they so sensitive. Don't ever fix your lips like collagen and say something where you gon' end up apologizing. Let me know what's the problem then. Alright, man, holla then.
How am I back in Los Santos?
Blowjob on a bologna sandwich.
Oh, then, hey. Seems like the storyline is back on track. So, basically, all of Act 2 revolves around just getting rich, as well as hooking up with Torino in order to get Sweet out of jail. Okay. So you and your bro go back to Grove Street, which is populated with base heads. It's actually surreal to come back home in a way. Kind of like seeing CJ's outlook at the start of the game. Of course, Sweet's pissed that CJ has abandoned the neighborhood once again.
He's like, yeah, you can move if you want to move. What it prove? It's here like the groove. The problem is this. We gotta fix it. Check out the Justice and how they run it. Sellin', smellin', sniffin', riffin'. And brothers try to get Swifty and sell their own. Rob a home, want some short of bone, like comatose walking around. Please don't confuse this with the sound I'm talking about.
Shut up! I'm trying to watch The Lost Boys.
Sorry.
This turn of events thankfully leads to more turf wars, and holy hell, CJ is a god in these fights. After spending hours out of the city leveling up, these busters don't know what hit them. Look at him run. Just like, I am your god! I am your god! Son of a bitch. Well, this feels familiar. Alright, screw this, I'm gonna finish the game. One thing that San Andreas should be commended for is not just butting off crime movies like GTA 3 and Vice City, they also incorporate a lot of LA's illustrious history. Tenpenny gets found out but acquitted, which leads to the Rodney King riots of Los Santos. For the final mission, you steal a SWAT vehicle, crash it into a crack den, blast through said crack den, you kill Smoke, chase after Tenpenny in the now burning crack den, escape the burning building, chase after Tenpenny who's in a fire truck, and knock him off the road.
So Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What to say? It's kind of a mess, isn't it? These past 3 days I've been thinking about what exactly defines Grand Theft Auto. And it's a tough question to answer. Going off face value, the shooting is janky, the world feels shallow years later, and Act 2 is intensely meandering. But strewn throughout were these weird yet awesome occurrences that just made me happy. All these elements sort of come together to create these almost serendipitous moments in a very real environment. And I believe that's what defines GTA. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just the magic. I don't know.
Wait, so yeah, you finished the game before GTA 5. Wasn't the whole point to get the video up when the game drops so you can get increased traffic? Don't you have to, like, edit everything together? And it takes a while, because as you said, Final Cut Pro 10 crashes a whole lot. And when San Andreas, you have so much footage to load and copy and to sift through. And the whole process takes about a month of self-loathing while you're sitting around in your dungeon room doing nothing. So how do you feel about all that? What? What are you gonna do, huh, Matt?